for the first question, I wanted to start off real hot. All right. And excuse me if it's a little too fiery, but this question has been being asked since the defeat of King.
I already know what it is.
Yeah. So the question is, right? And it's by let me see who it was again that asked it. By Donovan Jackson. He said, "Can you guys give your opinions on Katakuri versus King? I've been going back and forth between both sides recently. I can't remember if y'all have talked about it yet." So I'm gonna start out with Desh, and then we'll move to Sebastian. But Desh, what do you think about this argument?
I'm going to be pretty quick about this. I do believe that in my heart that Katakuri would win. I don't necessarily have the feats or the data to prove that, but I will say that Katakuri was Luffy's opponent. And yeah, I know we've moved on to a new arc, but still, he was Luffy's opponent, and he technically let Luffy win. So we haven't truly seen him full power, technically, in my opinion. But yeah, that's how I feel.
Hey, man. You spitting facts, my boy. But anyway, Seb, what about you? I know you're talking to the live chat.
I'm asking them.
Yeah.
So when I saw this question in the YouTube comments, I was really puzzled because I was trying to diagnose feats. And like, it really comes down to three things. Like, does Katakuri hit hard enough to put King down? Because like Zoro was using like coding, like Conqueror's coding, and it still wasn't like cutting through King's like
Exterior.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it wasn't cutting through him unless his fire was gone. So like, but at the same time, Katakuri has observation, like advanced observation, where like he can probably figure out that fire thing, like that trick to King's ability. So like, and he has way more versatility in his attacking like scheme versus Zoro. Like he can basically do everything that Luffy does. You know what I mean? So it's like, and he has some sort of advanced armament too, because he said something when he was bashed with Luffy. Like there's more to armament than just, you know, hardening.
You're talking about Katakuri.
Katakuri, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So King didn't show Conqueror's Haki, and he didn't show an Awakening. So I feel like those two things have me leaning towards Katakuri, but King's durability is really the thing that's like will he be able to overcome it? That's the only question. Because I don't think King's much faster than Katakuri is, or much faster than his ability to use Future Sight. So I don't know who hits harder. I have more examples of Katakuri hitting because he was on panel for longer.
Yeah.
To Dash's point, he was a Luffy opponent. Like even Doflamingo has showed out more with what he can do. You know what I mean?
Because
than King has.
he's
because
facing Luffy.
Yeah, he gets more panel time in a fight than King was ever going to get as a Zoro opponent. So I know it's hard to scale them. I'm going to go Katakuri. He has Awakening confirmed. He has Conqueror's Haki confirmed. And he has what, you know me, I'm all about if you're fast enough and your observation is good enough, you can deal with speed feats.
Yeah.
Like, he has the requisite tools. It's just, does he hit hard enough? And I feel like in a battle of attrition, that's going to be a weakness for him because he's not overtly durable to me the way, like, even Zoro has shown that he is. So, like, if King can just wear down at Katakuri over time. But it's hard. I'm gonna go Cat.
You're gonna go Cat?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Katakuri.
So for me personally, Dash and Seb, I'm gonna choose Katakuri.
Okay.
And it's because I always felt when Luffy was versing him, one, Luffy should have never beat him off the get. Just because plot reasons he got beat.
I agree.
Two, his character just changed out of nowhere, and all of a sudden he's honorable when he wasn't the whole time.
How many times I gotta argue this
And then
with you?
we're not
Oh
gonna
my
do this
God.
again. And then three, it was because he does have everything Sebastian said, right? Like he has the Conqueror's Haki, he has the Future Sight, and he does have the Awakening. The only thing was, does he hit hard enough? And I think we scale Katakuri so inaccurately because he was hitting Luffy. If you really take away the sound and you just watch the fight, you're gonna notice like Katakuri hits him like at a 90%. Like he lands such incredible blows, but because it's Luffy, Luffy is always going to get back up. And granted, you make a very promising argument. Can Katakuri go to a level of armament where it affects King's exterior when we've seen him take like 3 attacks from Zoro's swords. And it's just like, maybe. But I'll tell you this, if Zoro wasn't able to cut him directly, he would have never beat King.
Yeah.
If King just stood up in the air and was flying, he would have never been able to reach him.
And I was gonna make that point too.
And Zoro literally got gifted that opportunity to be taken down. I mean, to take King down. So if King just stays in the air, he doesn't really get sword slashed or anything like that. So for me, it's like, even if King does fly into the air, we've seen Katakuri make those spatial punches where he could like throw the mochi in the air and then his armament punches will come out of nowhere. So I feel like he can compete without having his opponent handicapping himself.
Yeah.
And I feel like all the first commanders have done that so far. They've handicapped themselves in some shape or form, except Marco because he's trash. But it's like, that happens. So for me, I pick... Oh, also to add this, I think the Beast Pirates are not better than the Big Mom Pirates.
I agree with that too.
So I feel like in that standard as well, I just feel like Katakuri wins, not by a landslide, because durability is a factor, but I think that he wins probably like 6 out of 10 times. Because we had it on the list where Katakuri was an 88 and we had King in an 87.
Yeah, so this is
that
consistent
doesn't
with that.
change now.
Yeah.
Zoro kind of made light work of King though.
I can't say that. Light work? He was struggling.
It was like 3 chapters.
King. Okay, you're going by the chapter. You got to look at what
Luffy
happened on panel. Zoro
Luffy
was
went
getting
toe-to-toe.
washed for a second there.
Hold on. First off, Zoro made quick work of him, and number two, Luffy never actually technically made any work of Katakuri after that long fight.
Hold on. This is where we gonna disagree here, Dash. One, Zoro did not take out King lightly. He's literally. I can't speak on the newest chapter, but anyway, it was a struggle for him. He was getting washed to start the fight, where he was questioning his ability to win.
I'm on Dash's
Straw Hat-
side.
He was questioning his ability to win the fight mid-fight. What are you talking about?
Straw Hats always get washed in their beginning of their
When
fights.
has Zoro ever questioned his ability to win the fight? It was the only one time, and it was versus Mr. One. And that was Zoro's best fight. Hardest, most difficult fight. So how are we going to be like King, who did that too?
He said that, and then 2 chapters later, he's done.
Yo, that's because Zoro's
Hold
rushing
on.
you. That's not on
Let me
that's not
ask
on
this.
King.
Hold on, Dash. Let me ask this question to Sebastian. If he didn't have to deal with Enma, like the whole time of that fight, is the
Without-
fight easier?
Oh my
for
God,
him?
I was gonna say that.
hold
I was
on.
gonna say
Without Emma, how does he untap the ability to actually take King out?
Well, that's what I'm saying. He already has that ability, but I'm saying overall, it was the sword
Listen,
that
y'all
was really
tripping.
giving him the hard,
Y'all gotta stop
like
that. Yeah,
adversity
listen,
of that fight.
we not
we
about
could say
to-
that he was fighting Enma more than he was fighting King.
We're not about to start the King slander because he lost. We're not doing that.
Listen,
we're not doing that.
Yo,
Now, in regards to Luffy and Cat,
King is almost as trash as Marco, bro.
oh my
and
God.
I'm
One,
not playing.
You gotta the point of the power scaling of the first division commanders or right hands, whatever, is that they're all around the same level. That's the point. Marco, Cat, King, they're all around the same level. Some people like Cat have advanced stuff that make them better, but his durability is lacking. While King and Marco don't have a durability problem.
That durability
It
factor
is.
is not an issue because he
It
was versing
is.
Luffy.
It isn't.
Like,
What do you mean?
Because he's versing Luffy, he's going to be taken down even with like 4 punches. If Luffy never lands a punch that entire fight and he needs to land that one punch, you're going to be like, yo, because he only landed 1 punch, Katakuri's durability is trash.
I got a question for you, Sebastian. Do you
up?
think Zoro versus King in the anime will last longer than 21 episodes?
No. No.
That was Luffy versus Katakuri.
No. Okay, so what? Oh my God. Listen. So we're gonna act like Zoro
And that was
wasn't.
versus Luffy.
So
that
we're,
wasn't even
hold
versus
on.
Zoro.
We're going to act like Zoro
Get him,
wasn't
Dash!
getting tossed.
Get him, Dash!
Bro, we're gonna
Fight length
Zoro
matters.
legit.
Fight length
oh my
matters.
God! If King would have just stayed on the outside, he'd have had Zoro beat over just
That's
energy.
true. That's true.
So, and that's another knock on King as far as his fighting acumen, because Katakuri wouldn't
Listen,
do that.
it goes
But-
back to why the Beast Pirates are so trash.
Listen,
Because they allow themselves to be put in these positions
say
to
this.
their opponent's levels.
The
Like,
attack-
don't bring yourself down to your opponent's level, bro.
the attack it took Luffy to take Katakuri out, and the attack it took Zoro to take King out, Zoro's attack is much stronger than me. Much stronger. King Cobra is not stronger than.
But did he take Katakuri out?
Yo, he broke his will, man. He had him switching up on his
so he
mom
broke
and all
his
that,
will.
bro.
I don't know
Listen,
about all
he had
that.
him believing in him as the Pirate King, bro. He literally Neji Naruto'd him, bro. Come on now. Yeah, y'all be listen. I like Cat. Y'all be overrating the dude.
Nah.
He's not what y'all act like he is. He's
Nah.
not. Y'all be people tell me
Cat-
Luffy's white beard. No, he's not.
Would you agree that okay, so I got the feeling that Kaido was the runt of the Rocks crew. Do you get that feeling too?
Yeah, they said he was
maybe.
he was a
He
apprentice.
calls
right?
Whitebeard old man Whitebeard. Big Mom calls
Old
him
hag.
little bro.
He calls her
yeah,
old
he calls
hag,
her old
yeah.
hag. So
Yeah.
just off of that, like this game.
Listen,
Katakuri over
but
King.
Kaido's prime right now. You know what I mean?
Oh, and like King and Katakuri, they seem to have met like later in life. Like Big Mom has honed Katakuri into a warrior like since birth.
She hasn't honed a damn thing. He's become this
he's
because
become this
she's
by
a
himself.
monster. It's
Yeah.
not honing. She didn't do this for him. She just exists, and he happened to be like, "Yo, I need to be strong because she's batshit."
King was not necessarily a pirate like when he was born.
He wasn't. But
Katakuri's lived that pirate life probably since he was born.
you don't need to have
He's one of the
kings.
oldest
You don't
sons.
have to be a pirate in order to have kings conquers hockey. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
like you don't need to be a certain person in order to achieve that. I mean, to a degree, you do. Like you have to be born with it. You know what I'm saying? It's very rare. It's like 1 out of 1,000,000. But it's like, if there's anybody, bro, it should have been you. And like you didn't have it. And our boy Katakuri has it. So we straight, bro. I think this is a landslide. Like
It's not a-
everybody
I mean,
should
we all
know.
picked him. It's not a
that
landslide.
It's probably like 8 out of 10.
Katakuri-
Like he would win against King.
Katakuri has to figure out the fire thing, which I believe he will. And once he does, he'll be able to overwhelm King with his awakening and other things that King hasn't shown that he could just tank. Or not just tank, he can just deal with. So, yes, Cat wins. It's not a landslide. It's not a stomp. It's not easy.
So
It's high risk.
out of how many times out of 10 do you think he wins?
If they fought 10 times, he could win all 10 times. It could still be high diff every time. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not asking that. I'm saying 100% wins. How many times does he win?
I agree with your 6. If that's how you want to play it.
All right.
But that's not how
What about you,
out of
Zesh?
10 works.
What do you
You're
think?
just wrong with how you're
How
saying
many
it.
times out of 10?
I'll push it up to 7.
7?
That was
okay.
Luffy's. That was Luffy's.
Yo, what is
opponent.
everybody saying in the chat, bro? They saying more than
it's,
10?
It's mixed.
It's mixed?
I'm
Alright.
seeing this extremely difficult fight. I'm seeing Katakuri a lot. I'm seeing some King.
Mm-hmm.
If King stays in the air, nobody wins.
All right, so let's move on to
Yeah.
the next question. All right, because we're already like 20 minutes in. That's crazy. All right, so